Listen closely to a workshop when the lights are off, and you can almost hear it. The subtle, deep groan of fiber under tension. Every single piece of heavy timber carries a memory. It remembers the wind that pushed against it for decades, the seasons of rain, and the slow, quiet process of drying out. And sometimes, that memory manifests as a violent, sudden split right through the heart of the wood. To the untrained eye, or to a factory assembly line, a deep structural crack is a catastrophic failure. It is a defect. A reason to throw the material into the scrap pile or chop it up for firewood. But in this studio, we look at those deep splits a little differently. We don't see a flaw that needs to be hidden under layers of synthetic filler. We see a structural roadmap. We see a moment where nature stopped shaping the material, and invited the craftsman to step in. Today, we are tackling a massive piece of timber that has developed a profound, full-thickness split. If we leave it alone, gravity and atmospheric moisture will eventually pull it completely apart. If we try to hide it, the wood will simply laugh at our efforts and break through the disguise. So, we are going to do the exact opposite. We are going to highlight it. We are going to use ancient mechanical joinery and precise modern techniques to turn a threatening structural flaw into the absolute most beautiful feature of the entire build. Before we touch a single tool, we have to understand exactly why this happened, and more importantly, how to stop the movement without killing the soul of the timber. The physics of the split. Wood is not a dead, static object. Even after it is cut, milled, and brought inside a climate-controlled studio, it breathes. It expands when the air is humid, and it contracts when the air turns dry. When you are dealing with massive, thick-cut timber, the outer layers of the wood dry much faster than the dense, moisture-rich core. As the outside shrinks and the inside stays swollen, an immense amount of internal stress builds up. Eventually, something has to give. The fibers tear themselves apart, creating what woodworkers call a check or a structural split. Now, when you see a split like the one on our workbench today, your first instinct might be to reach for a bucket of wood filler or a quick-drying compound. Resist that urge. Synthetic fillers possess zero structural integrity. They don't hold the wood together, they just mask the problem. And because wood filler cannot expand or contract with the seasons, the timber will inevitably spit it right back out within a year or two. To truly fix a structural flaw, you have to respect the physics of the material. You cannot fight the wood, you have to negotiate with it. Look closely at where the split originates. Notice how it follows the natural ring pattern of the tree. It moves with a certain fluid elegance. Our job is to introduce a counterforce, a mechanical lock that says, you can move, but you cannot go any further than this. To do that, we are looking back hundreds of years to a technique that relies entirely on geometric friction and pure grain strength. We are talking about the classic butterfly key, often called the bowtie inlay. Engineering the mechanical lock. The beauty of a bowtie inlay lies entirely in its geometry. It is shaped like an hourglass, wide on the ends and narrow in the middle. When you bridge a crack with this shape, the wider ends are physically trapped by the surrounding grain. The wood tries to pull apart, but to do so, it would have to physically crush the hardwood key we've placed in its path. For this specific build, we aren't just using any scrap piece of wood for our keys. To make a design feature truly pop, you need contrast. We are pairing our lighter, deeply grained primary timber with a remarkably dense, dark species of heartwood. This ensures that the repair isn't subtle, it is a deliberate, striking statement. The process begins with absolute precision. We chisel and plane the inlay key down to a perfect, slight taper, just a fraction of a degree narrower at the bottom than the top. This ensures that as we drive the key into the timber later, the joint becomes tighter and tighter the deeper it goes. Placing the key requires careful strategy. You don't just put them anywhere. We analyze the crack to find the points of maximum stress. Usually, that is right at the very apex, where the split is trying to push deeper into the solid wood, and at the widest opening, where the leverage is greatest. Tracing the key onto the timber requires a razor-sharp marking knife. A pencil line is too thick, too clumsy. A knife cut severs the wood fibers, creating a physical wall for our chisel to rest against later. Once the layout is scored into the surface, we bring in the router to remove the bulk of the waste material. The sound of the router screaming through the hardwood fills the studio, but as we get closer to our knife lines, the power tools are put away. This is where the studio goes quiet. It's just the steady, rhythmic tap of a wooden mallet against a freshly sharpened chisel. Slice by slice, we clear the corners, creating a perfectly square, flat-bottomed mortise that matches our key down to the 1/10 of a millimeter. The marriage of two timbers. Now comes the moment of truth. The mortise is clean, the edges are sharp, and our dark hardwood key is ready. We apply a generous amount of high-tack wood glue to both surfaces. The glue isn't just there to stick things together, it acts as a lubricant as the joint closes. We set the key over the mortise. It sits up just a bit, resisting. We place a solid block of scrap wood over it to protect the grain, lift the heavy mallet, and drive it home. With every strike, the tone of the thud changes. It goes from a hollow, resonant echo to a dull, solid thud. That change in pitch tells you the wood has bottomed out. There is absolutely zero air left under that joint. The two timbers have officially become one. We let the glue cure completely, allowing the fibers to swell and lock around the inlay. When we return to the bench, the key is still sitting slightly proud of the surface. Instead of using an aggressive power sander, which can round over the edges and ruin the flat plane of the piece, we use a freshly burnished hand scraper and a sharp flush-cut plane. Thin, tissue paper curls of contrasting wood spill over the workbench. Slowly, effortlessly, the dark key lowers until it sits perfectly flush with the surrounding timber. Run your hand over it, close your eyes, and you cannot tell where the natural crack ends and the handmade key begins. The structural flaw has officially been arrested. The split can no longer threaten the integrity of the build, but its story remains entirely visible. Honoring the journey. Woodworking is often taught as a discipline of absolute control. We are told to force the material into perfect squares, perfect circles, and pristine, unblemished surfaces. But the longer you spend working with heavy, character-rich timber, the more you realize that the most rewarding builds are the ones where you learn to relinquish a little bit of that control. When we embrace the splits, the knots, and the internal tensions of the tree, we create objects that have a profound sense of presence. They feel alive because they carry the scars of their survival. This piece isn't beautiful despite its structural cracks, it is beautiful because of them. We didn't erase its history, we gave it a future. Every piece of timber that comes into your workspace has a story to tell. Next time you see a deep split or an intimidating flaw, don't walk away from it, and don't try to fill it with a quick synthetic fix. Grab your chisels, find a contrasting piece of hardwood, and turn that defect into a design feature that will last for generations. Thank you so much for spending some time with us in the studio today. If you enjoyed watching this transformation and want to see more honest, raw deep dives into the art of high-end wood craftsmanship, please hit that like button. It truly helps the channel grow. Share this video with a fellow maker who appreciates the grit of the workshop, and don't forget to subscribe to Crafted Wood Studio so you never miss a build. Keep your tools sharp, respect the grain, and we will see you on the next journey.